I want to operate this today online and show you how this works, because from here on out, you'll use this starting now and forever, every week, in regard to your questions for reading in this class. So we're going to take ourselves to our Jcobi website, and you're going to log in. Each of you has your own username and password, which you should be utilizing. All right, when you come to Jcobi, it'll come to this page, your home page, and we have a fake student here by the name of Mary. What you'll do now is follow the steps on Jcobi to this process, and you go click to My Campus. And I saw yesterday that some of you had already done it, but this will guide you every time. So we go down here, far left to My Campus, and click on My Campus. And a yellow drop box, so not really a drop box, but chances or options will come by. From the yellow drop down list, click on Courses. So we click on Courses, and then a full list of your classes are going to show up. Here you're going to see in this particular class 1st and 2nd Timothy. So you go down to 1st and 2nd Timothy, and you go to the little red schoolhouse icon, and you click on that. When you do that, a new page that's dedicated to this class appears, and you see what is on that, and you go up to the far left-hand side. This is all things pertaining to this class in particular. And when you go up to the far left-hand side, you click on Instructional. And again, you can maneuver yourself through this over and over and over again. Then you go on to the online test. Now, I know that reading is an assignment, but the only way for it to be recorded by you and graded by the machine is to call it a test. So every week you'll have a reading test that you must take. So every Wednesday you need to go and click on Online Test. When you click on Online Test, you'll notice here that we've come to 1st and 2nd Timothy. There's only one thing active, and that's the reading of the Tyndale 19 through 65. So on the far right-hand side, there's a blue icon here, really blue button, blue icon, and yours will say Take Test the first time you come to it. If you need to adjust it, it'll say Retake Test. So you click on the Retake Test, and immediately what should pop up is the question, the instructions for the test. So we see that. It says, answer the question truthfully in regard to your completed reading assignment. I left off the fact that you'd go straight to hell if you lied, but you know that's there without me saying it. Now, once this instructional page comes up, and incidentally, you're going to do the same exact thing for chapel and church attendance every Monday. So you're going to have to be going on Jcobi constantly. I'm going to encourage you to go to Jcobi once a day like you check your email, and just open it up and see if there's anything there for you. But for 1st and 2nd Timothy, you go down here then and just following your instructions. You click Continue. And now the first question of your test comes up. In this case, it's a true or false question. Have you completed the assigned reading from the Tyndale text, pages 19 through 65? And you go up here and you click on True. And then once answering the question, go down to the bottom of the page and click on Next. Now, if that's the last question, it will bring you to the end. If it's not the last question, the next question will appear. And questions can be in the form of true and false, multiple choice, essay, single word answer, like that. But most of these that you'll be doing for assignment-wise tests are just one or two answers. After this week, I'll ask you about the 4 times that you read chapter 1, King James Version twice, expositors once, another word-for-word translation. I'll ask you, did you do that? And then secondly, the second question will be, did you read the Tyndale pages? And I'll give you the pages that are associated with this reading. So next week you'll have 2 questions on this. Once you've reached this page, it's very, very important that you click on the Submit Test. Because if you answer the question and you close without submitting it, it's not entered. It's as if you never took it. So you submit the test, and immediately a dialog box comes up and says, are you sure you don't want to continue? Have you submitted all questions? Because in some cases you will not be able to retake the test, because the minute that you click this OK button, it's going to show you how you did on your exam. In this case, 1 out of 1 is correct. So you'll close it then, go down to the bottom and close it. And now you're free to go wherever you want to. If you want to come out of this, you simply hit the close button on the bottom and go back to your campus. You can go back to anywhere on the campus that you want, back to your home page, news. And I'm going to invite you to get on there and look it over. Tom?
Now, I went through that, but I don't remember seeing that couple of those last little boxes. So does that mean, can you just go on and redo it again, or?
You probably didn't take it, yeah. I'll be able to tell, and I'm keeping a couple of weeks open at first for you to get it, because I'm going to help you with the process. And take this paper back and see. So watch, this is how, just follow the paper. This is how it'll work. First of all, we go to My Campus, right? We click on Courses on the yellow drop down. All my courses show up. I'm going to take the 1st and 2nd Timothy route again to show you that. Now I'm specifically, see where up here where it says 1st and 2nd Timothy course? This is the home page for that course. Now we go up to the left and we go to the instructional and click on that. And again, in the handout I gave you, you should be able to follow this. Under instructional, the yellow drop down is the online test. Now that you see that this test is here and that's what's active, then you retake the test. And there may be more than one test there, because I'm going to keep these active for you several weeks to make sure that you're all learning how to do it. So let's retake the test. Click on the blue button. There's your instructional page. So continue. Answer the question. True. Go to next. And it goes to the end. At this point, Tom, I would suggest you probably hit close and did not go up to submit the test. And again, on your instructions, big bold letters, submit the test. When you submit it, a dialog box comes up and says, you sure you want to submit that as your final answer? Right? That's it, final answer? Here we come. And you say, okay. And then your results come. 1 or 2 questions, and then you close, and that's the end of that test. You're back to your class. So that's how you're going to answer my reading questions from now on. No more coming to class, writing it out on a piece of paper. Every Wednesday, the test will be new on Wednesday. You won't be able to take it before, but every Wednesday you'll have to go online to Jcobi, go here, and enter it. Now, let me take you one more place since I'm taking class time up. And those of you that are in Monday, Mike's going to travel through this with you again. This same process has to be used every Monday to record your attendance, because what's happening now is we're eliminating that piece of paper where you have to write on it, we have to look at it, pass it off to a professor. It might be 2 weeks before we get the answer as to whether or not you're attending church. Well, if you're in trouble, I want to know it now. If you're not, it's like an old pastor, a friend of mine once said, students are like old cars. They start missing before they quit. Well, if I don't catch you while you're missing, you might quit before I get to you. And so it's all part of the process of me being able to keep track in a better way. So in this case, every Monday, instead of coming in and filling out your paper, you'll go online to Jcobi on Monday and you choose the class chapel church attendance. See that? Same process. When you do that, you go to your home page, and now it's a different setup, but it's the same process. It's a different class. So you go to instructional and you go to the online test. And here we see Chapel Church, and I have read Revelation. Well, I'm talking about this one, so I'm going to retake the test. Watch this now, because you should be able to actually do this already, and you're going to have to do this for all weeks. All right, Mike didn't put any instructions on here other than the fact to tell you at the bottom of the page there are 5 questions that you're going to have to answer. So you hit continue. Did you attend the chapel service on Wednesday? Yes. Then next. Did you attend the church service on Wednesday? Yes. Then next. Did you attend the chapel service on Friday? Yes. Then next. Did you attend church service on Sunday morning? The date's given, of course. Next. Did you attend church service on Sunday night? He needs to get service right there. And go next. And that's the end. Now what do I do? Tom?
Submit test.
Oh, submit.
Submit test. And when I submit the test, the dialog box comes up and says, final answer? And then, okay. And I've got 5 out of 5 correct. I've given you my report. I'm done. It's instantly on our logs. We can see it just like that. And no paperwork is handed back and forth. So that's how you're going to do your Monday. That's how you're going to do every Wednesday in here. And after this week, you'll have 2 questions on the reading tests. One about the chapter you're supposed to be reading in the Bible and the 4 different times you've read it, and the other about the Tyndale that you're reading and the pages associated with that. Go here and play with it, work with it, try to get it right, and if you have a problem with it, then come back to Mike or myself or some of the others and just ask the question. But with this, as a guideline, I think along with some visuals and a little bit of experience, you're going to do the same thing again and again and again. Go to the website, get used to it, because ultimately, if I would have had this ready and you knew how to use this, you could have created your assignments for background and outline. You could have submitted them to me through a Dropbox on Jcobi, and you would have never had to bring them to class. I could have opened them up on my computer, anywhere that I have a computer. I could have graded them, written red all over them, and emailed them back to you and put them in as a grade automatically. So it saves us paper, printer, the whole shooting match. And ultimately, we're going to do more and more and more of that. So it's a beginning. If you're uncomfortable with the process, just keep doing it again and again and again. And again, as we have used for the days that we had storms, we were able to go the news and put news there that told you, what it was that we were. Well, I got to close that and go out to the main thing. We were able to put news here. The news now, don't forget, Saturday, February 1st at 10:30 in the Cafe de Call, we're serving breakfast, pancakes, eggs, come as you are. 10:30, if you're in prayer meeting, go pray, and then come down and eat, and we'll be there cooking for you. So that's our fellowship. So these kind of news and closures of classes, or if a professor gets sick one morning and says, I can't make it, he can post it on here, and you got an extra hour and you know it before you leave your dorm or your home. That's not a bad system. So it's just a question of getting used to it, logging into it, and put it on your, you can log in on your iPhone, you can log in on your iPad, you can log in on your computer, whatever you have access to the internet that you set up, you can do that. And we can even ultimately do more, but we'll leave that. I'm losing my class time today for this. So everybody kind of got a good start? Josh?
Is there like an iPhone app for this?
You go, if you have an iPhone, you have Safari. Then you go on Safari, which is the internet, and you set up Jcobi on the internet as a favorite. Add it into your bookmarks bar or your bookmarks menu and hit Jcobi, sign in from there. The problem with that is some things you might have to, really know where you're looking to see the whole thing, unless your eyes are much better than mine. But the iPad is wonderful. iPhone, it can work. All these things can be done wherever you have access to the internet for the credit students. And we're talking about potentially utilizing, for a small fee, probably $30 a semester if you're an audit student and you want to participate in Jcobi, because it does cost us to put you into the system annual, and that we can get you, we're going to try to get you into the system. It would give you access to information such as we just went through. So be about, we think at this point, $30 a name, and you would be able to get the same information about classes as the student is. We're not able to grade your papers, we're not able to participate in the test, but you do participate in our functions that's part of the fee. Like the pancake breakfast, well, that's yours to come and be a part of. And this is the kind of thing we want to promote if you want to operate with us in that regard. So that's where we're headed, and forgive me for taking class time today for it, but you all need to be schooled in it, and it's just do it again and again and again. It's like just learning how to do email. You just got to do it again and again and again and again and again, right?
Right.
All right, very good.